What's up, Nail Geeks, and welcome back to another episode in my Black Friday shenanigans. This time we have Kathleen and co. I have a super juicy, meaty video for you all. We've got the Winter 24 collection. I've got a multi-chromes collection quad, and there's also a holiday quad. So without further ado, kick back, relax, grab a snack. This is a nice, juicy one. Let's dive into the swatches.
Alligator Sleigh is a blackened emerald base with glowy green shimmer. This is quite glowy, in fact. I do agree with that official description. It starts off as a regular multi-chrome type of application on those brush strokes, and as we go up to opacity, it will have that luminous, I call it the holiday green type of appearance. You will hit opacity on the second coat, but because it had that harsh metallic flat type of dry down, I chose to take it up to 3 coats, and I thought it was best here. So your preference on that. It will dry down, again, very flat, so make sure to use a good glossy top coat, preferably, in my opinion, one of the somewhat thicker variety, maybe like a gel-like or something like that. Crescent City Lights is a clear base with shifty gold, pink, green shimmer. This is one of those polishes that I would classify as being a straight up sheer type of finish. It is very packed with shimmer though. I mean, there's a ton in it. So if you choose to wear it like what I'm doing on the video here, you're going to get almost, I dare say, opacity. But if you have any type of free edge of any type, I think you will see your smile line through it. On my full hand shot here, you can see through my falsies, and I think that's a really good representation of the lightness of the overall appearance. But it is jam-packed with shimmer. This is so versatile, as you'll see in the Willet Topper segment, and just glowy all around. It's got a strong iridescent type of shift to it. Holiday Streetcar is a vibrant red with glowy red microflakes. So in my opinion, I think Holiday Streetcar and Alligator Sleigh kind of go together if you're wanting to pick up, say, the traditional holiday red and green type colors, and it builds up really well. This one has a bit more of a jelly-like feel on application because what's building to opacity is microflakes. They're very, very tiny, and they give you that almost foil-like effect. This does have that plump type of formula to it, so I'm going to suggest 3 light to normal coats depending on your application type and a glossy top coat. This is very flattering, and there's a really interesting type of almost gold cast at the most extreme angles. Under a Holiday Moon is a dark base with blue shimmer, silver magnetic pigment, and a light dusting of hollow. So this has a very chrome-like feel, as we've been seeing a lot lately on this, I guess, tail end of this year's finishes. And this one's no exception. So it's got a wonderful silver type of dark chrome effect with a touch of a blue lean from the little speckles throughout it. But when you magnetize it, it is so very contrasting, lots of movement, and it snapped to on my magnet really well. I think it is very user-friendly if you're wanting something that is very easy to work with. Darkening of the Light is a deep violet base with very bright fuchsia shimmer. This has a jelly type of formula. It's what I would classify as being quote unquote that type of purple. It's so glowy good. I will never ever get tired of these types of purples. They're just magnificent, and this is no exception. It's incredibly glowy, and it is true jelly formula, so I'm going to strongly urge you to build it up at 3 coats and a glossy top coat. Overall, I do think, at least on my monitor here, this is coming off color accurate to what I see in person. It is a true violet, almost indigo-ish, but mostly violet on the base color. Fade Into You is a pale pink base loaded with hollow microflakes, hollow pigment, and green purple pink shifting shimmer. This is so delicate and pretty. It definitely gives me the vibes of the pink Christmas stuff that I'm seeing all over the place. Fade Into You and possibly the other glowy purples and the multi-chromes are my favorites out of this release. And I do apologize. I know some of you want to check out the polishes in my top picks on each of my videos, but like this release is chock full of several of them. And I haven't even gotten to the multi-chromes yet. But anyways, Fade Into You, I'm going to suggest 2 normal or 3 light coats and a glossy top coat. Very, very flattering pink. Frozen is a very pale base with an icy aqua to blue to purple shimmer, holographic effect, and reflective micro glitters. This is another really pretty one. If you like blingy, sparkly colors like myself, this is another one that you'll probably want to pick up as well. But we have a sale, so we're taking advantage of that. Frozen is perfect at 2 coats in my opinion. It's got that super plump type of formula to it, so I felt like if I took it up to 3 coats, it would have been too much on my nails, and that's saying something with wide load nails. I did use a glitter smoothing top coat and a glossy top coat because this will dry down on the flat and thirsty textured side. Hated because of great qualities is a black and violet base loaded with holographic effect and fuchsia magnetic shimmer. This one is what I would say is more of a like somewhat duochrome-like effect when you don't magnetize it. I'm going to urge you to go up to 3 coats on it. It will also have that really flat dry down too. So that's where that 3rd coat comes in to plump it up. This also reacted very well to my magnet. So easy peasy application there, whether you use the magnetic top coat like I do, or if you magnetize layer by layer. You will need a glossy top coat to top this one off. That way you can get that nice glass-like appearance. I Still Do is a purple base with intense red to orange shimmer. I so love colors like this. Where the previous one that we saw, Darkening of the Light, is that nice deep type of violet purple base. I Still Do is more of that lighter type of purple base. And the shimmer, as you can see here, takes on more of this really strong reddish type of cast. There is an orange type of glow, but again, that's at the most extreme angles. It's quite subtle in person. You'll just see the shimmer bomb that you see on my full hand shot here. I will urge you to take this one up to 3 coats too, and just trust the process on this one. It's a jelly formula and you want to maximize the shimmer effect. It dries on flat, so use a good glossy top coat. Linger is probably one of my top picks out of this video. It is a gorgeous smoky hollow base with glowy shimmer that shifts through a rainbow of colors. I love these types of linear holographic effects where the multi-chrome effect, that chrome shift in the background, is just as equal to the holographic effect. It's truly lovely. So indoors, you'll get that nice shifty looking color roll. And then in the sunshine and bright lights, bathroom lights, whatever, you're going to see the strong rainbow-like effect. Very, very pretty. This has a very chrome-like feeling on application. So I'm going to suggest 3 coats and a glossy top coat to kind of plump it up. And it's just perfect. That is a wonderful gold shift. Mysterons is another one of my top picks in the set. This is a deep red base loaded with green, purple, red shimmer. If you can only get one out of this entire set, let it be this one. This is ridiculous in person. It is so glowy good. And as you build it up to opacity, the base itself is this lovely emerald jewel tone type color. And when you pull your hand away and kind of get it at a kind of like a half lit type appearance, you'll see it on my macro shot here in just a moment. It just lights up with a red glow. I was swatching this and I took my hand out of my nail desk area and I was showing my husband and I was like, look how ridiculous this is. It's amazing. So make sure you grab this one if you are taking advantage of this sale. The Mystic's Dream is a blackened emerald base loaded with holographic flakes, purple shimmer, and fuchsia microflake shimmer. This one is what I would classify as bordering on being what I consider a almost kitchen sink type of finish. There is a lot of shimmer going on here. It's got this jelly type of base, so go up to 3 coats to maximize all that effect on your nails. And it's also got that holographic flake mix going throughout it that's quite dense. This did leave me just a touch thirsty, not textured per se, but it's a really flat type of dry down. So you'll want to finish with possibly a thin layer of glitter smoother to help out your top coat if it's on the thinner side. Otherwise, use a gloopier top coat, and I think it's perfect. Caught Somewhere in Time is a fuchsia gold green multi-chrome. So now we're moving into the multi-chrome quad. And as someone who's been in the community for a really long time, multi-chromes like these just always get me. I will, again, never get tired of these types of multi-chromes. These are magnificent. They're ridiculously shifty. So much so that I chose to do some of my photos with my full hand shots kind of at a half angle so you could see all the beautiful shifts. These are just, they're great. They're magical. And I cannot urge you enough to try these and possibly some of the other shimmers in the other sets that dropped for this release. Colors Take Me Away is a super shifty violet, purple, pink, red, gold, green multi-chrome. It says in the PR info here that it shifts through so many colors. I do agree with that. I think this one, to my eyes, was probably the most shifty, and it was really interesting because on my my photos, I was able to capture a really nice dominant shift between that violet, purple, and pink. But when I tilted my hands at the most unflattering angles, I absolutely saw a green. It's really nice. It's kind of like what you see on my full hand shot here on that bottle shot. If you're going to pick one multi-chrome, I would say let it be this one. It is really pretty. And yeah, I agree with that. Very, very shifty. Rime of the Ancient Mariner is a bronze, green, aqua, blue multi-chrome. This is what I would say as in dominant lighting situations, you're going to see that nice goldish effect. It's almost, yeah, like a bronzy color. You can kind of see it on my middle nail there. And then as it shifts through, it's going to go through this like lime appearance and this nice aqua. The most, again, unflattering poses for your nails. You'll see that nice blue glow take place. Across the board, all of the multi-chromes in the quad, I'm going to suggest 3 coats and a glossy top coat. They do start off on the lighter feel on application, but when you build it up between 2 to 3 coats, I'm going to strongly suggest 3 coats though. It just builds up really well. And then last but not least, we've got Rock and Roll. This is a reddish orange to emerald multi-chrome color roll. I do agree with that. I easily saw all 3 of those colors. This is another one that's the, I guess the warm color roll shift out of the bunch. And it's magical. I haven't seen, I guess, new multi-chrome pigments like this in a hot minute. And I'm going to go out on a whim and say that this is new because I haven't seen this type in quite some time. So it's very pleasant to see them again. And if you are wanting to get some really super shifty multi-chromes, these are it. These are just stunning and they are magnificent. You will see the color rolls that you see on my photos here. And we're going to wrap this up with the Willet Hopper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. So lots of these work. A lot of the shimmers look really cool over black. Crescent City is the one outlier that I think is going to look amazing over any color. And that's even saying that the base almost looked a little tinted. It's not. PS, because I'm looking at the official notes here and it says clear base, but it almost takes on a tint because of all the shimmer goodies. But I think you can get hella creative with that one. And then of course, all these others, it's a formality at this point. We all know strong shimmers are going to work really well. The multi-chromes, for example, Mysterons, and then those last 4 multi-chromes, and possibly even the purples. I don't think those need undies. I mean, if you wanted to kind of alter the shiftiness respectively to each of their color rolls, you might get a little creative with that, but I don't think it's necessary. You know, back in the day, we used to have multi-chromes that needed to be worn over a black base, and we don't have that anymore. So I think you're kind of wasting your time with that. The Mystic Stream actually looks really cool over black. It took on this more vampy type of appearance. So I think that one's going to be, say, a top pick for toppering purposes if you wanted to do that. And of course, repeating myself here, the multi-chromes, they look amazing over black, but I don't know. I just don't see a need to put them over anything. These are the type of special effects that just wear them solo.
So Kathleen & Co.'s Black Friday event is going to start November 28th at 7 p.m. Central Time, and it's going to run until December 1st, 7 p.m. Central Time. There is going to be a sale across the site, and I will link you to Kathleen & Co.'s website if you want to get in there and check it out. And I'll also link you to the Facebook group too if you want to join that. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.